This video will walk you through the process of creating and submitting a form online for filing. The process begins at the North Carolina Secretary of State's website, sosnc.gov, by clicking the Online Services menu and choosing the link to submit a creation filing from the business registration links. Clicking Submit a Creation Filing from any page of sosnc.gov will bring you to the landing page for online form creation. Click the Create and Submit button to begin creating your form. In this example, we'll be creating a domestic limited liability company. The first question is to determine if the entity will be a North Carolina or domestic entity, or if the filing is for a foreign entity or entity based outside the state wanting to conduct business in North Carolina. Since I'm creating a North Carolina limited liability company, the answer for the first data field is no. If I have a question about what's being requested in a data field, I can hover my cursor over the question mark and a definition will appear. The second data field asks me to select the entity type. I choose Limited Liability Company and click Next. The name I want to register is Jumping Jack Flash LLC. This process checks for name availability, so let's see if the name I want is available. I enter Jumping Jack Flash LLC into the field and click Next. It seems the name I want is already taken. The red text under the field provides the names of the entities already using this name. However, North Carolina is a distinguishable upon the record state, and an addition of one word or number is acceptable for filing. I re-enter the name Jumping Jack Flash 4 LLC and click Next. Each domestic and foreign entity is required to maintain a registered agent and registered agent office of record in North Carolina. The sole duty of the registered agent is to receive any notice or demand on behalf of the company and forward to the principal office of the company. I need to designate a registered agent. I can choose from the first list and pay that company to be my registered agent, or I can select an entity or person not on the list. I can provide anyone I know who's living in North Carolina and agrees to be my registered agent, even myself. I don't want to hire a corporate registered agent. In fact, I want to be the registered agent. So I select the second option and click Next. I'm required to provide the email address of my selected registered agent. I enter my email address, jumpjf@gmail.com, in the first field. In the second field, they want to know if my registered agent is a company or an individual. In this case, the registered agent is an individual. I can't use the company I'm creating as it hasn't been created yet, but I can change the registered agent to my company after creation if I choose. I select No in the second data field. More fields open up for the registered agent's name. I enter my name, Mary L. Flowers, and click Next. Now I need to put in my registered agent's physical address. This should be a business address as I don't want my residential address on the form. I enter 314 Summit Drive, Sanford, North Carolina, zip code 27330 in Lee County. I notice North Carolina is the default as the requirement is for the registered agent to reside in North Carolina. I add the rest of the information for my address. If this address is also the mailing address, I can click the box. If I don't, the next page will ask for the mailing address. I click the box indicating that's the same. The address gets verified at this point, so if this is not an actual address, as recognized by the United States Postal Service, I will get an error and be requested to review the address for typos or more information, such as a suite or apartment number. When I'm finished, I click Next. Upon creation of my company, I don't actually have a principal office, but if I did, I would enter the telephone number on this page and the address on the next page. Just as with the registered agent address, the principal office mailing address can be the same as the physical address. I click the down arrow and choose No, then Next. I need to add at least one organizer who will be signing the document. Since I'm completing this process, I'm the organizer. I click to add an entity or individual as organizer. I am then asked if the organizer is a company, which is a commercial entity. Since I'm an individual, I choose No from the down arrow selections. I'm then asked for the capacity. member, organizer, or both a member and an organizer. A member is a person who has an ownership interest in the company, while an organizer is the person who forms the company by signing the document and submitting it to the North Carolina Secretary of State for filing. A member can be the organizer, but the organizer does not have to be a member. I choose both as I have a membership interest in the LLC and I'm filling out this form. I enter my personal information and click Save. If there are more organizers, I can add them at this time. All organizers will be required to sign the document. When I'm done entering the information, I click Next. A business email address is requested but is optional for filing. The Secretary of State's office uses your email address to contact you regarding filings with the department and to send you any documents filed on behalf of your company. This will assist me in staying aware of any third-party filings on my company and help guard against business identity theft. I enter my company's email address. The effective date is when I want the document to be effective. I can choose the day of filing, meaning the day the department's document examiner files it, or I can choose any day up to 90 days in the future. This is often used at the end of the calendar year when the business won't be effective until January 1st of the following year. I leave this blank as I want the effective date to be the date the examiner files the document. I click Next. I'm submitting this document today, so I choose today's date as the date the document's signed. The customer reference number is optional and may be used by attorneys with more than one client filing articles. Those identified as organizers earlier in the process are available to sign. Everyone listed earlier will need to sign the document. Choose the down arrow and the first person, then type the person's name. My name is the first and only name listed as an organizer, so I choose my name, then enter it in the data field as my signature. This is also where, if I had additional provisions to my articles, I would upload them. If I had additional provisions, I would click to Browse for Attachment and choose the appropriate file from my personal computer files. Please note that the file name cannot contain certain characters listed. When all documents, if need be, are attached and all organizers have signed the document, click Next. This is where I can review the form and check for any typos or inaccurate information. I can go back and make any changes as necessary at this point. I use the scroll bar to view the entire document. As you can see, I entered my email address and it's screened for privacy. Everything looks great, so I click Next. I'm asked to enter an email address for use in sending the payment receipt for this submission. This field will auto-populate the email address of record for the account I'm logged in on. That email address can be changed at this point if it needs to go to a different address or person. I then click Next. The filing fee for the Articles of Organization is $125, and there is a $2 electronic transaction fee charged, so the total fee is $127. I open the drop-down menu for the payment type and see that I can choose to pay by ACH or debit or credit card. I choose to use a debit or credit card, enter my financial information, and click Submit. I need to wait a few seconds for the page to come up showing my transaction was successful, complete with a copy of my receipt. The receipt is a PDF, and if you scroll your cursor over the top of the document, you'll see icons to print or download the receipt. The notification at the top of the page indicates the document has been received but not filed, and that I'll be notified by the assigned examiner at the time of review with filing confirmation. I can check the status of the filing by logging into my account and choosing to check my uploads on any business online service page. I created a limited liability company, but if I had chosen to create a business corporation, other questions would have been provided in regard to shares of stock. This concludes the online form creation and submission video.
InstantSmallBiz.com would like to present to you ISB University. It's a cost-effective, continually updating education system for business owners and entrepreneurs. We accumulate the experience and insights from a network of today's successful business owners, industry-leading entrepreneurs, and proven investors. Then present it to you with skilled instructors in the form of online digital courses. These are complete, step-by-step, beginner to expert courses so you can find exactly what you need no matter what stage you're at. There are private groups and forums specifically for students, instructors, mentors, and investors. We not only cover the foundations, but we continually add modules and courses to keep you well-versed and on the front end of innovations for small businesses. In real time, online, and on demand, this is the future of higher education. Click the link, enroll now, and we'll see you on the inside.